let's get into Dream Industrial. So I'm going to share my screen.
Definitely. And I did just drop the Discord link in the live chat. That will also be in the Spotify description and YouTube description. It is totally free, of course. Lots of other nerdy investors in there. But yeah,
Okay.
Daniel, would love to hear about this one. This is one of those dividend REITs I hear all the cool Canadians talking about, but I'm a lame New Yorker. So you got to tell me what's good with this one.
Yeah. So first off, what I do is in my portfolio, I have a drive. Sorry if you guys hear my cats meowing. They're very, very hyper this morning. Anyways, so I have a portfolio in my Google Drive. I have a portfolio folder, and then I stay up to date with all of my positions, and then just like upload all the screenshots and research that I have into that. This is just one way that I keep track of my portfolio nicely, and it's helped a lot actually. So that's one thing that I do.
That's a really great idea.
Yeah, and then when your stocks are tanking, you can just go to your Google Drive, look at your portfolio, go look at all your screenshots and everything, and just look at the facts again. But anyways, so this is Dream Industrial. One thing that I've noticed in the market over the past year, if we go over to Stock Unlock actually, is basically all real estate companies were absolutely tanking. This is Dream Industrial right here. I'll zoom in a bit. The stock was worth about $17.50 at its peak, and then it fell 40% down to about $10.37. This was from 2021 to the end of 2022. So basically every real estate stock that I saw fell a lot over that year. Now it's rebounded quite a bit. It's up 40-ish% from its lows here. But what was interesting is, again, the entire real estate sector was falling, but within the real estate sector, there are like subsectors. You have industrial real estate, office real estate, self-storage real estate, which Jake is actually going to talk about in a little bit. But what I noticed is that the fundamentals of these subsectors were totally different. So when everything was selling off in conjunction, I thought that there was some interesting opportunities, and Dream Industrial was one of those. So
Daniel, before we go deeper, do you just mind taking 30 seconds for some of the newer viewers in the chat? Just a really quick overview of just what a REIT is and like why investors like these. I think some people might not be familiar with this stock.
It's REITs are basically just real estate companies, publicly traded real estate companies.
Perfect. Yeah, and investors usually buy these for the dividend income. So
typically, yes.
Yeah, typically. Thank you for that, Daniel. Now, so it looks like we're looking at the income statement here for those of you who are on audio only.
Yes, so this is the income statement. You can see here the net rental income is up to $81.5 million on the quarter, up from $65 million. So it's up about 20 million. Well, sorry, about 16 million year over year, which is almost a 30% increase. So this REIT is still seeing, strong growth. These other underlines here were for my own sake, but this was the fair value adjustments to their financial instruments and the fair value adjustments to their investment properties. So this is interesting because with interest rates rising, their investment properties and their real estate values are still going up. So their properties are still gaining value, even in a higher interest rate environment. And this is because industrial real estate is just in very high demand right now. If we actually take a look at their occupancy rates, they're still at 98.6%, so almost full. And what's also happening is, since industrial real estate it just has so much demand right now, they're seeing their average rental. So let me back up a little bit. When one of their tenants leases comes up, what happens is they can raise their rent whenever they re-sign that tenant or get a new tenant. And this is exactly what's happening because the industrial real estate sector is in such high demand. So in their Canadian portfolio, you can see their average rent now is $8.71 per square foot, whereas last year it was $7.95. So that is basically a 10% increase year over year in their average rent per square foot, just because demand is going up so much. So their properties are becoming a lot more profitable, essentially. But
this is great to hear, because I know in the US, people are hearing a lot about just REITs in general, specifically places like San Francisco, where office space REITs are having plummeting vacancy rates and things like that. However, it seems that this is not happening to the industrial space, especially in Canada. I mean, 98% occupancy rate is full.
Yeah, industrial real estate, like, occupancy rates are the lowest they've been in, I think, 20 years. So industrial real estate is in very high demand. So that's what I mean is, like, when all real estate was selling off, industrial real estate fundamentals, in my opinion, were only improving, and they still are. So it created a very good opportunity, in my opinion. And Dream is just continuing to execute very well.
Yeah. And for those of you who are newer to REIT stocks, you want to think about REITs as in terms of the type of real estate they operate in. So as Daniel's saying, this is industrial real estate. However, there's different types of real estate. And as you could imagine, different macroeconomics and things like that will have different areas of real estate perform better or worse. They don't all move together. So it is cool to see that. It seems like, I mean, not that this is a buy or sell recommendation, but how is this stock looking right now after earnings?
It did go up. Yeah, it went up. It's been hovering around $14 to $15 now. The book value per share is still $17. Well, it's increased to $17, so it's still below book value. I don't know. It's yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah. We got a question here from David, if you want to take it.
When you say industrial real estate, what exactly does that mean? So there's a few different types of industrial real estate. The best way to think about this, though, is an Amazon warehouse. So just those large open buildings, essentially. And then companies can rent them out or lease them and basically do whatever they want with that large real estate.